John had a huge passion for humanity, and he really cared about people.
If it was a donation that could be given, it was a yes.
He just knew that there was more to life than working. There was ways that you could help people.
John was all in, time, talent, and treasure. He did it all.
I think John's legacy will be that he was a person in the community, in the state, that really cared, and he followed through with things. If he saw a need, he tried to find the answer to fix the need.
He truly cared how people lived their lives. Rich or poor, that didn't really matter to him. It was truly just about care and compassion.
John's legacy touched so many areas of our community. He was on the Hospital Foundation Board. He founded the Kids Against Hunger, which later became the outreach program. He had his fingers in so many different things, from the state legislature to the mayor to city council in Lakeshore, to all different kinds of things. He was always busy, always involved, and always wanted to make a difference. And that legacy lives on today in so many programs, in so many different places where his life touched and made a difference.
I think his legacy is the investment that he put into other people. And if I want to punctuate that, the investment that he put into other people in circumstances where people would have recognized him if he did much less. And yet he did those many incredible things for people. I'll never forget that about him. In the Capitol, you're an elected official, or you're a staff person, or you're the custodian who cleans up at night. John treated everyone the same, with the same respect, with the same care. He would listen to people. He was slow to anger, quick to ask more questions, which can be very difficult under the crucible that is the Capitol.
He was always the one that he was able to give back, so he did. John did well for himself. He worked hard for what he earned, but he also then understood that there's a line where, giving back and supporting others is just as important as padding your own bottom line, and padding your own bank account. So it wasn't, he did that more than the other. He had his time in his professional career and then retired. I think he retired 3 times. He never really was retired, but I think he shifted his focus into more of the philanthropy and helping others. And I think that was the most important thing.
So I first met John when he was at the lobby of Lutheran Church of the Cross in Nisswa after the Teen Challenge Choir sang there. And he came up to me and said, "I want to be involved." Well, I thought he meant being a mentor, and turns out he wanted to get really involved. He came on our staff and worked part-time weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. He really came to serve the men and to see their lives transformed. And he became a big part of this place. As so much so, he saw the need for aftercare housing, and he purchased a house nearby where graduates of our program could live, and eventually later donated that house to Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge.
He started volunteering some time at Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge, and he was driving van loads of guys down to feed my starving children in the Twin Cities. And after about 4 or 5 times of doing it, he decided, wow, this is something we could do right here in the Brainerd Lakes area. He knew that there were a lot of people that were willing to volunteer in this community. And he also thought that the financial means to support the charity would be here. So it just became his vision. He bought a building, and in 2012, we held our first packing event. We have packed over 4.2 million meals in this facility in the 12 years that we have existed. He is smiling every day that the work that we are doing at Outreach is impacting people in all of the ways that he had hoped, by feeding families that need it and by getting people involved in the community to do the work with their hands. And I think that is the most beautiful heart and the feel of this building, is John's here every day.
He wasn't doing any of the things that he did because he wanted the pat on the back. He did it because he cared, and he knew that it was something that needed to be done, and that he just lived his life that way.
A legacy is what you pass on. And I think John passed on kindness, generosity, and always looking for a way to help others, help transform lives, and transform communities. And that is why I can't think of anyone more fitting and more deserving than to be recognized as the Legacy Memorial Honoree for 2024.